This is Roots. People often ask where my love of exploring began. I usually smile because I know exactly where it started. Not behind the steering wheel, but in the passenger seat. Growing up, our family beach wasn't Muizenberg. It was Strandfontein. It was not until the swim 2 years earlier in 1987 that everything began to change. Until then, Strandfontein was our coastline, our summer playground, our place. When Mom earned her driver's license, something changed. Not just for her, for us. 25 kilometers suddenly didn't seem far at all. It felt like freedom. On warm afternoons, Chantal and I would gather whoever happened to be available. Samantha was almost always there, usually with Pearl Barnes, sometimes Avril. Whoever happened to be free became part of the day's adventure. We'd all squeeze into Mom's little white Datsun. Beach towels, swimming costumes, windows rolled down, laughter filling the car before we'd even left the driveway. Later came the red Datsun bakkie, and eventually the powder blue Nissan bakkie. The crowd grew bigger. There was always a scramble for the passenger seat. Nobody wanted to ride in the back. Mom had the uncanny ability to discover speed bumps just a fraction too late. We'd all lift off our seats together. Thankfully, there was always a sponge mattress waiting for us. Looking back, I don't remember complaining. I remember laughing. As children, those beach trips felt effortless. As adults, I understand differently. Those cars belonged to her employer. Every personal journey had to be entered into a logbook. There was responsibility, accountability, trust. Yet, somehow, Mom never allowed us to feel the weight she'd carried. Instead, she gave us something much greater. Freedom. Freedom to explore. Freedom to discover. Freedom to believe the world was only ever another road away. Today, I take my hat off to Mom. What fascinates me now is that I still drive exactly the same way. If we'd miss a turn, Mom never panicked. We're taking the scenic route. In a child's mind, we were hopelessly lost. She simply smiled. Years later, driving home from Pretoria for the first time, I accidentally found myself on the fringes of Soweto, then Potchefstroom, unable to turn around because the next off-ramp was still kilometers away. Eventually, I stumbled back onto the road home. When I told Uncle Posey in Beaufort, he laughed. Then he told everyone who would listen, "Have you ever heard the road signs are only suggestion?" I still smile every time I remember that. Perhaps I inherited more from Mom than I realized. Even today, I still choose roads simply to see where they lead. Years later, my favorite traveling companion, also my best friend, she's 86 now. When she lived nearby, I'd phone her up on a Sunday morning. "Are you up for a drive?" "Where are we going?" "I have absolutely no idea." That was enough. Some days we'd find ourselves wandering through Stellenbosch, other days Franschhoek. Sometimes we'd circle the peninsula watching huge waves crash against Scarborough or walking the boardwalk below Slankop Lighthouse. I'd tell her stories about the places we passed, much like Dad used to tell stories to me. Every now and then she'd quietly say, "My word," and we'd simply keep driving. Looking back now, I realize roots didn't begin when I picked up a camera. It didn't begin when I became a tourist guide. And it certainly didn't begin when I started this podcast. It began much earlier, in the passenger seat of Mom's little white Datsun, with a mom who believed there was always time for one more journey, one more beach outing, one more scenic route. Without realizing it, she taught us that sometimes the longer road becomes the better story. And perhaps that is why I still slow down, still wander, still wonder what lies around the next bend. This is Roots. And perhaps the scenic route was never really about the road at all. It was about people fortunate enough to travel it together.